Texas Triple Tapper here. I wanted to show you guys a review on this Vortex Venom red dot. This is the 3 MOA. You can see the part number right here, VMD 3103. Picked this up just a few days ago. I think I paid with tax, it was right around $240. I had done a review, hopefully you guys have seen it, the Field Sport Micro Red Dot, and so, you know, I only paid like 20 bucks for that, so I kind of wanted to branch out and see if, you know, paying a little bit more money was actually worth it in terms of, you know, the amount of money, as well as, you know, shopping for it and all the other things involved, and, you know, really wanted to see if it made a difference. Actually, after this video, I'm going to do a direct comparison video, so stay tuned for that. So without further ado, let's jump on in here. Got the box, go ahead and get that open. I've already you know, taken off all the plastic and all that kind of stuff, so, and I kind of broke it back down just to kind of show you guys, you know, kind of how easy it is to kind of put together. So, you know, here's the instruction booklet. It's not very thick, so it's, you know, pretty simple, not a whole lot to it. What I really like about Vortex is, if you go to the back here, they have their VIP warranty, and basically, you know, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Basically is that for, you know, basically as long as, you know, you live and you know, have this optic and something happens to it, Vortex will replace it or repair it at no cost. I believe they even pay for shipping both ways. So I mean, you know, in my opinion, you can't really get a better warranty. And if you sell the optic, let's say, you know, as people do, you know, you buy and sell pistols, and, you know, maybe you include the optic to get a little bit more money. Vortex doesn't care. You don't have to, you know, have it registered or anything like that. Basically, you know, I will show you this, there's some phone numbers, there's an email address, and an address in here that you can send it to, and like I said, right there's the phone number. So that's pretty awesome. That is a pretty stout warranty. Anyway, continuing on, this is the microfiber cloth that's included. It's kind of nice because it's, you know, it's got the Vortex emblem embossed. It does have a slightly different feeling to it. I can feel the difference of this print versus over here. So, you know, if you're going to clean the optic, I would probably recommend going with this side over here. This is the plastic cover. It's, you know, pretty durable. It does fit quite nicely, keeps the optic protected. So, getting to the money shot here, the goods. This is the optic itself. You know, just kind of a frame of reference. It's, you know, super light. I think it weighs, I don't know, it's less than 2 ounces. I think whenever you add this piece on, and this is what actually is mounted to the Picatinny rail. So you see these 4 points here. The optic kind of sits on that. I'm doing this on camera here. There we go. So it sits on there like so. There's some screws. They went here. There are 3 of them. You only need 2, and the battery was here. I already took the battery out and installed it. But, you know, you basically take the screws and put them in here and just, you know, tighten them down. If you don't plan on switching this from, you know, one weapon to another, you know, I'd probably recommend that you use some Loctite for the screws. I obviously haven't put the Loctite on, but you know, and I didn't put it through a torture test or anything like that. I didn't fire 5,000 rounds through it, but it held up really well in terms of the recoil and things like that. So it didn't the positioning didn't change at all. But to continue on with talking about, you know, things I like and don't like, I don't particularly like this kind of setup. I think it's, you know, obviously it's an extra step that you kind of have to do. It wasn't difficult by any means. I mean, it's 2 screws. But it's just something extra. You could even buy other little kind of pieces like this to make this thing sit a little bit higher. If any of you are familiar with the new the Glock Gen 4's MOS, they are coming. I think they have the Trigicon RMRs on them. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but they come pre-milled for these, and you still have to, I believe. Wait, no, I take that back. I'm thinking of another application. If you choose to put this on a Glock or another pistol that you just want to pop the rear sight out, you get a piece like this, but rather than the Picatinny rail, it slides in there for the sight. And then of course you know, put the red dot on it like that, and still have the screws and whatnot. But anyway, moving on. So the optic here, it's got well, before I get to turning it on and off, another, so this is the battery right here, and I gotta tell you, it was a real pain in the ass to get this cap back on. The threads on this are really fine, so I had to be very careful as to, whoops, I just hit the camera, as to not cross thread it, and to make sure that it would you know, sit back in there correctly. So that was surprisingly difficult, and I've looked up some other information on these, and I've kind of seen that everybody has pretty much that same gripe. So, you know, you just got to be really careful when you're putting the battery cap back on. Speaking of batteries, it takes, I believe it's the CR1632. I know it's the 1632, but I'm pretty sure the letters are the CR. There's like the CR, the DL, there's, you know, Duracell and Energizer and some different manufacturers. But at first glance, I found, I said, man, you know, these batteries are, you know, a little on the high side. It's those little flat batteries, you know, some of those can be kind of costly. But I found this website, and I'll put the link in the description. I think it was USA Batteries or something like that. You can buy a 1,000 batteries for $98, and I think it was 95 cents, putting the per unit cost at, you know, just under 10 cents a battery, which I thought was, you know, pretty remarkable, because like I said, my initial findings were that, you know, some of those batteries were, you know, $1.50 on up to $2 a piece. So that's considerably cheaper, but, you know, not that anyone wants to have 1,000 of those batteries laying around. But, you know, I found another pack of them, a pack of 100 was like $20. So, you know, still considerably cheaper than, you know, $1 per battery. But anyway, like I said, I'll put that link in the description. So, you know, just to kind of finish what else was on here, this little tool that came with it, I really like this. I'm gonna set this down for a second. I really like this. This is just the little flat piece. It's just a tiny little flat head, And then on the other end here is kind of a bigger, fatter flathead. So you use the bigger piece, goes right in here with the battery, and the smaller piece goes here and here to adjust your windage and elevation. So just a cool little tool, I think, you know. So I mean, you can definitely use it for other stuff. This little Allen key here has, like, you can see the little crown. Let me see if I can get it to kind of focus in. There we go. You see the little divots, the little ridges there. This is for when you're putting in the screws. Is what that's for. And then to put it to the Picatinny, you could use the screwdriver, and it just screws down, screws tight on there. Going back to the sight here, so you have an up arrow and a down arrow. You hold this down for a couple seconds. There it goes. Boom, pops on. So let's see if I can get, there we go. You see it. And it's got these nice little indicators kind of right here, and that's kind of where you're going to want to look. So you can see it kind of pop in there, and then you could change the brightness with pushing the up down arrow. I don't know if it's capturing it very well, but to turn it back off, you just hold the down arrow there, and it'll pop off after. There we go. And now holding it, turning it back on, it comes back on pretty quick. There's an auto on and off mode that you can set. You can hold it down for a couple seconds, and the light will blink so many times, you know, when you're in the auto mode and when you're out of the auto mode, and it helps really to conserve battery life. So which is kind of nice. Let me see if I can't get a better focus here. Oh. See if, there we go. Okay, that's better. Well, it was. I don't know. I just got this camera. I'm still learning how to use it. Let me see here if I can help focus it. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this thing back off. You know, and as you're looking through it, what's really nice about these red dots is that, you know, they really help with target acquisition and making your follow-up shots faster. So if you're shooting a competition, you know, and I don't know 100% sure if they're even allowed in like USPSA or anything like that. Maybe you know, one of you guys can drop me a note and let me know. But even if you're just practicing at the range, which is pretty much what I do, I've been considering getting into some competitions, but I just haven't quite, you know, pulled the trigger on that yet. See what I did there? Anyway, you know, I definitely noticed that my shots are more accurate and faster. So you know, they're pretty neat, pretty neat things. They are, you know, some of the cons of some of these red dots. I believe you can get some that do have some magnification. I think like the VCOG, I think, is one. But by and large, they're just you know, not meant for you know, zooming in at long distances. You know, they are not a scope. So those are kind of two different entities there, you know. So some people, you know, you can argue the pros and cons of each, you know, if you want. I mean, scopes are, you know, in my experience, which is rather limited, scopes are relatively new for me. I just kind of started using them within the last few months, and so, you know, and I've been shooting, you know, for a long time. So you know, they are certainly, I'm not going to say the word difficult, but mounting took a lot more effort into it. You have to get the scope rings, and they have to be the right height, and they have to be able to house the casing and all this other kind of stuff. And a lot of the scopes, they're very, very big. They can add considerable weight. They don't make them, they're not going to make your weapon heavy, but when you're talking about when you're comparing ounces to say like a 1 or 2 ounces to maybe upwards of a pound, or half a pound, 3/4 of a pound, you're still talking about 10 times the weight. So unless you're an ant, that can be can cause some issues there. But anyways, with this Vortex, I really like it. Like I said, it going back to talking about how it makes for those faster site acquisition and target acquisition, that kind of thing. It also too allows you to view the target with your binocular vision, which is what human beings are intended to see through, is binocular vision. We have 2 eyes. They work in conjunction with one another, and you're always taught to kind of find your dominant eye, your shooting eye. And I've been working on trying to acquire my sight picture without an optic, with both eyes. And sometimes I still can't help from that learned muscle memory of shutting that eye. I am right eye dominant, so I'll shut my left eye. I'll notice I'll even do it for just a split second. It's more like a wink, and or even like an eye twitch. I mean, it's that fast, and I'll do it, and I'll be like, damn it, because I'm just trying to keep both eyes open. But anyways, with the red dot, it allows me to keep both eyes open at all times, and bring my weapon up on target. Like I said, with those fast, nice follow-up shots. Very, very, very accurate thus far. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else I could tell you guys about the Vortex Venom. It's a great optic. I mean, it has some really, really nice features. It's waterproof. The lens itself has some special coatings, and it's meant to resist dust and water and fingerprints and oil and that kind of gunk from just from touching it. Also too, it's very sturdy. It's made out of an aircraft grade aluminum, so it can take some torture. It can take multiple shots and things like that, and still remain accurate for a very, very long time. And like I said before, if at any point in time it does not do that, Vortex will take care of it for you. So you really have nothing to lose. I mean, some people may consider $250 a hell of a lot of money to spend on anything, much less an optic for a pistol. Some people that's nothing. Shooting is more than a hobby, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, if price point is something that you consider, I mean, regardless of how much I make, I still consider the price of something before I purchase it. So even rich people do that. I mean, that's how a lot of people stay rich. So anyways, like I said, it wasn't like it was $5,000 or anything like that, but compared to some other optics, it was more expensive, and compared to some others, it was a lot cheaper. So anyway, I've been pleased with it thus far, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to try it in some other a couple of my other weapons and see how it performs. I'm trying it at different positions along the Picatinny rail, and you know, to kind of see where I like it best. It has an unlimited eye relief, which is not something you really get with the scopes. Going back to the scope versus red dot comparison there, but you know, overall, great little optic made by a great company. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. It's about 4:30 in the morning here, and I can't sleep, so I thought I'd get up and do something else except try to sleep. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, you know, leave them down below. And again, like I said, I'm going to put that link to that site where you can get some very inexpensive batteries. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper out.